All right, welcome back to D&D. So, last time you played, you had managed to finish getting Sathara mostly pardoned. She's not going to be executed. She's going to be sent to the Rock for a few years, uh, which is much better than having her head removed from her body, typically speaking. You then were able to meet up with Jackson and get a number of basically logistics sorted out, getting the ship to be stocked up, purchasing weapons. You named it the Sea Bunny. You gave Jackson all the money to get everything sorted out. You got a courier to bring a letter from your fiendish compatriots, letting you know that the infernal activity within Viderheim itself is actually very low, suspiciously low, but he did not explain anything else beyond that. And then you had also brought over your mithril and dragon scales to Professor Stone Snout, who has told you to just let him know what you want to decide to build them. So, and he'll get that all taken care of. And also, Otto has put on some cursed armor that is now eating him
Slightly.
just a little at a time.
Graham was going to get the shield made out of dragon scales on account of the armor going to either, or the mithril going to either weapons or armor for Fifland or Fern.
Yeah, right. Let me see here. So you are getting a green dragon scale shield. All right, let me get the stats for that. One second, I can find it.
Did you want, when you do that, did Graham want my old scale mail that poison resistance on it?
I don't think the poison resistance will stack with the shield, right?
Yeah, then I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure it won't. They don't want you to have fun.
I'll wait for Ian's call on that, because otherwise I'm wearing Splint, I think.
Yeah, it would just be the same, but with like poison resistance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm selling it. I could probably sell it to Stone Snout or something, so you can do something ridiculous with it.
I have it. Where is it? I believe it's a... Yeah, it gives you resistance to poison damage, and was it a +1?
+1 bonus to AC on top of the shield.
I am not checking. It's hidden from my view, sadly. Yeah, so you are better off going with a green dragon scale mail, which is going to be a +1 to your armor class and a resistant to poison. Oh, and advantage on saving throws against breath weapons of dragons.
Neat. That's on his scale mail?
Yep, on the scale mail. So it is, yeah, so...
Oh, you.
AC 14 plus your dex modifier up to 2. Actually, I'll just put the whole kit and caboodle in.
Oh, I see it. I would actually lose a point of AC doing that, so I would be a wash if I had that shield instead.
Alright, and the shield itself is... What does it do for you? I am looking for the stats right now. I believe the shield wasn't as exciting. It basically was just a shield that gave you resistance to poison. And the advantage on the dragon breath. But it itself was on a +1.
Oh.
However, you do not have to attune to it.
I guess I'll just take the shield.
Alright.
Because I would lose AC if I switch to medium armor, even with the +1 bonus.
I will get you the full stats.
I thought mine was heavy armor.
No, if you're wearing scale mail, you're wearing heavy medium.
I changed it, but it was what scale? Hang on. Well, I updated the freaking thing instead of just like adding it because it was getting obnoxious. But I was pretty sure that this was heavy because it was from those two dragons. Not those two dragons, but in the fight after.
Which armor is this?
The one I had before the living plate.
What was your armor before the living plate?
1921. When you said the living plate was +1, so that's why I grabbed it.
Yeah. I mean, were you just running plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, plate is armor class 18.
So he should get one plus, right? Or he should break even plus the poison thing.
I would actually come out ahead with plate versus scale.
The question is, are you able to wear plate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clerics get heavy armor.
I know some clerics don't, but I couldn't remember exactly
So,
which.
did you have?
Yeah, it was. I wasn't gonna wear medium. I was wearing plate.
So it's plate armor, but it has those.
Yeah, it has the yeah.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, I'll let Ian.
I'm just checking something, but you can trade as much as you want. I'm just checking the.
I mean, if you want the living, you can have that too. Oh my god, cables everywhere.
All right, you're a cleric.
Okay. Clerics get heavy armor. Why is?
Hold on a second.
Pretty sure they do.
Jesus.
How do you delete things off your inventory?
The thing is,
Character sheet.
some clerics get heavy armor, not all of them.
I was pretty sure Brad has worn heavy armor for quite some time.
Okay, let's see here.
I think if you
Cleric.
go to the bottom, Jeremy, and hit the little lock, it
Yeah.
goes trash cans.
So cleric armor proficiencies: light armor, medium armor, shields.
I don't get trash cans.
What book is
That's
that?
probably my problem.
So that's just the flat cleric.
I think I know what it is. I think I took a feat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you took a feat, then you're good to go.
Check that. Yeah, heavily armored.
Yep.
Yeah, because they gave you 1 strength, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you did it.
That's why I was a little confused, but no.
Yeah, my bad.
That makes sense. All right, cool.
Let's take the armor, because I'm just gonna sell it.
So, can you give me the stat line on your plate armor that you're handing me down? Is it regular plate? Is it green dragon plate?
It was the green dragon plate. I got it with the poison resistance from what was the fight after the 2 dragons? I can't remember. It was why am I thinking the shaper?
Well, that's as long as
the
I'll do
spirit
that.
caller and that other guy, and then the spirit caller, that fight where Lucian burned all the gold because he's financially unstable.
All right.
That's where I got that one. So I've had it for like a year.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to find the stats for it specifically, but I believe you do have those. So if you can put those in the chat and send it to Matt, so he has access to them. And I'm attempting to find. I was trying to find it myself, but no luck. I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Oh, I updated mine, but it's basically sad. It's basically just what Ian put there with just 18 AC, or not 18, but you know. Let's see if I can find it. By the way, Zone.
Okay.
I think my character sheet is just cursed.
Today's been cursed for me.
All right.
No, I need to load. There we go.
Let me update my AC accordingly. Get those bonuses.
A better bow.
And 100%, it was plate, not scale, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It was like plate. It was like plate mail of poison resistance. I think he had called it because I took it off already because I just updated it, and it was the effect that he put in the chat there. Not that we've seen any dragons since, because you know.
Yeah, plate armor poison resistance.
Yeah, and then I had that.
Okay. So that's
Okay,
that's
I
what the
see it.
stats are for. Yeah, here. It's actually hard to read in that big plot.
Yeah.
It looks like the plate armor of poison resistance just has the poison resistance and none of the scale mail effects. Is that correct?
It maxes out at 18 for the armor class.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking.
What do you?
No, does it have
The scale mail version has different magic effects related to dragons.
Yeah, no, it does not have those. It only
Okay.
it only resists poison.
Thank you.
All right.
That being the case, we don't need the shield then, because it wouldn't stack anyway, unless you want a green dragon shield.
Mine's. Let's see what my thingy does. It's not a +1, is it? Let me scroll up here.
No, it would just be a basic mundane shield, but with poison resistance.
I don't think that would matter because I just freaking. Why are you like this? Because the living plate should. Can I actually link this? Like if I click it, it doesn't share it, which is weird.
What is it you wanted to check out?
The living plate that had necrotic.
It gives you.
Necrotic resistance.
Yeah, you have resistance to necrotic, poison, and psychic.
There you go. So it would be redundant for me.
Okay.
What
Could
other-
we use
what
the
other,
scales to augment the plate armor? Or like make a cloak with it?
You cannot make a cloak, as these are basically like metal sheets, but you could task Professor Stonestadt with maybe investigating some additional uses for it beyond like what's well known.
Yeah, maybe something for Fifth or Fern. For whoever we don't use the Metro for. I guess, or if we use it for armor, just do that.
Okay.
And then the Mithril, we were going to do weapons, right?
Yes, we can.
Professor Stonesnout, I want a bow that makes my opponents want to give me all their money.
A fascinating idea, dear Fiffle. However, typically bows can be used to kill the opponent, and then you could take the money from the bodies.
But what if they have bank accounts that I don't know about?
Well, in that case, that may be more difficult. However, maybe a bow that can transmorph them into gold when they die. I should investigate that.
Wow, now you're talking. I like you, Stonesnout.
However, it would also not give you access to their bank accounts.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I'm looking for like a bow of identity theft, I think.
Oh, hey, proficiency bonus 1 up. Neat. I didn't notice that. Let me make sure the math on this is right. Ignore that, sorry. Okay, that looks like it went through.
One possibility, I could perhaps turn those scales into a specific bow if you're interested.
I'm not interested.
I'm just wondering. Well, this is auto one. Could this bow harness the dragon's poison and maybe let him imbue his arrows
Yes.
with poison?
Yes, there's some new developments within weapon technology. Something called a dragon wing bow. That may be what you're looking for. It would allow your arrows to become capable of dealing the damage that the dragon would do. In this case, poison from the green dragon.
Dragon arrows.
Wait, does that make the arrows magical?
Let's see here. Just
I'm
checking.
asking in character and out of character also.
Yeah.
That's in.
It does not make the arrows magical, as far as I can tell.
Usually, if you fire ammunition out of a magic bow, it gives it the bonuses for overcoming damage reduction, but
Yeah.
it doesn't, enchant the thing. It just.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So this bow actually can just create its own magic ammunition. So that's probably what you would do.
All right. I'm assuming Stone Snout just told us that in his own Stone
Yes.
Snout way, and I will defer to Fiffle if he wants that kind of.
I'm assuming this would be a short bow, as a long bow may prove to be more difficult for someone of your stature.
Longbow?
A long bow, I fear, would be too unwieldy for someone
You need to get the mithril longbow if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I can do a longbow.
Mithril would allow it, as it would be.
But I just can't. I can't really picture a halfling throwing a longbow. I think a short bow is like a reasonably long bow for a halfling.
Well, I can start my contacts on getting the scales transformed into this short bow for you if you're interested. Now, of course, you would have to pay for it.
Hey.
Yes.
Satisfaction of a job well done isn't pay enough.
Oh, I'm not creating it myself. I'm actually contracting this out to others.
Yeah. And what do you expect this is going to cost?
1,200 gold.
Oh my Christ!
God, I had a heart attack for a Fiffle too.
It's actually less than plate. You would be getting ahead.
Spent all my gold on charitable. Not all my gold. Let me
Maybe
spend
when we
charitable-
get back from
charitable
our
activities.
first sojourn.
I don't have that much, but
I could tell you what, if you'd like, I can hold on to the scales for you. And then once you've returned,
don't we have a treasury I can raid?
I could not say one way or another. There's much wealth within the city. However, for my own, let's say, business needs, I will not be informing you of anything of that nature.
No, I meant don't the crossblades have a treasury I can raid?
That's kind of what we've been doing with.
You rated it.
Yeah, that's how we have a boat. And
I also was like, we used all my money for the plate and the.
You spent it all on the boat? God.
I mean, the boat's going to make us more money unless we fuck it up. The gang fucks up the boat.
I really just paused and pictured a wrecked boat for sure.
Smash cut.
Piffle will put a down payment of 300 gold.
Wonderful.
How about the mithril weapons? What kind of turnaround would that have?
In terms of time or cost,
Yes.
the more expensive portion of it would be simply the material itself, which you've already been able to uncover. You would merely need to pay for labor, and that would depend on the weapons that you require.
Noted. Well, with change of plans on the scales, I'm not sure where we go with that at the moment.
I could take the 300 down payment from your friend here, start my contacts on producing the bow,
What do you go on here?
and then when you have the remaining 900, I'd be able to provide it for you.
It starts to think. Who could I steal 900 gold from? He doesn't say that out loud. He thinks that to himself.
I'm just gonna look away at all his theft for the foreseeable future.
We are privateering.
Yeah, I'm just impatient.
The theft with legal sanction arc.
I want to privateer with a fancy bow. But I have to go on a side mission and rob some guy. Realistically, in order to achieve that. Robbing some guy.
Yes.
So.
I'll Graham's probably good.
Nothing
Yeah,
true.
I'm fine, unless I can't think of anything I want or need.
Oh, how did these things get in my inventory, by the way?
What things?
I don't remember putting these things here. Splint mail, tagged, ruined, longsword, tagged, ruined, chainmail shirt, tagged, foreign something.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Maybe that was loot.
Maybe I was just looting a corpse. I also have these
Was that
milky
from the
liquid
silence?
and red potions. I don't remember putting these
That
things.
might have been all the stuff from the silence.
Could be.
It was like 8 years ago.
Probably, yeah.
That was last year.
Sounds about right.
That's like
8
years ago.
years.
That's probably why I don't remember putting it here. And also, I can't delete anything because my character sheet is weird. So, there it will stay.
For eternity.
Let me just take a quick old peek at that. Where-
Maybe you can delete things.
It's now a maintenance session.
I got little pound signs instead of trash cans. And clicking things does nothing when I unlock.
Splint mail, yeah, splint mail tagged ruined. I will take a look at that later.
Okay. I'll probably delete the text from the boxes. That's how I do things.
All right. So, but anyway, you give Professor Stone Stout the green dragon scales and the 300 gold, so he can start on the bow.
Okay.
Wonderful. And for the mithril,
Well, we were going to give something to Fern, and Fern's not here AFK, or out of character.
Yeah.
Can we just retcon that? Like when it's just assume we did it?
yeah. Once Lena's back, we'll just cover it, and so we'll say that you gave Professor Stone Stout the mithril and the money that will be needed to actually make the mithril be turned into weapons.
That we just did it here. Okay. We'll be here all day. All right, let's go.
Wonderful. I wonder if I could take this mithril and run it up to Kirog, to the Dragon Fire Foundry. Could turn it into a very interesting kind of rifle.
It's a thought.
Oh my god, a hunting bunny.
Just a thought. Think of it over. And you can always reach me if you need to.
All right. Well, thank you kindly.
You're quite welcome. Well, do have a good evening. And you always know where to find me if you need any magical items. As well as the different shops I've been opening up in other towns.
God, he's franchising.
Yep.
Yeah, you already went to one.
Yeah, well, the
Man.
person wasn't energetic. She was just like a depressed satyr.
Yep.
Understandable, honestly. All right. I guess we're good. I'm sure there's a million things I wanted to do.
All right. I'm good on my end.
Okay. All right. Well, it's getting late in the evening. Uh,
I think we have everything covered now, so we can just go sailing, I believe.
you still need to christen the ship, but
Yeah, I mean administratively.
yeah. All right.
All right.
So, what would you like to do now?
Graham is gonna start looking into setting up a proper holy place, uh, starting with on the grounds of the Windsong Manor before we start looking at the Temple District proper.
Okay.
I guess he'll write a letter home to whatever head office his church has, letting them know, like, hey, I got the okay to do this. The customary asking for blessings to do so, and also advisement. Just kind of pens that.
I'll dispatch a rat to the street urchins and ask them for some intel. We're just going to forget about the fact that I offer them jobs and a life of adventure at sea.
All right. So you're sending them a rat.
Yes.
Okay. And so you had the skeletal rat. So I'm assuming that's the one you're sending them.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Before you mentioned that, I was definitely just writing notes on paper and rubber banding them to the first rat I saw. Sending it
Did you
out.
get my rat? Per my last rodent.
I have to wonder how many rats Fiffle just attached messages to until an urchin got one.
Keep doing it.
Just gonna keep throwing rats at the problem until it solves itself. God damn it!
Yeah, no, I dispatched the skull rat, my well-known messenger.
You need like a whole rat den so you can like do a reply all. All right, so you dispatch your skeletal rat, and about 30 minutes later, you hear a knock at the door at Windsong Manor.
Mhm.
And outside are three urchins, one of them carrying a skeletal rat.
Ah, yes, hello there.
Hey,
It's Todd, Mickey Rat Sauce.
Hey.
I was wondering if the three of you could help me out with some ideas.
is this related to our jobs as officers on the ship you were promising us?
Did I say officers?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's what I said. It might be related, though, potentially, in the sense that it has to do with gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm trying to have an idea of someone who is perhaps a business person or a merchant or a banker or money lender who may perhaps be new to the city and somewhat naive.
well, we don't know anybody new and naive. You could go to the Gold Shield Bank. They got a lot of money.
So, a bank is a place where there are many guards
Typically, yeah.
and dogs
Other things I hear, yeah.
and other things as well.
I hear this like weird little kobold guy who like makes these magical items did their security for him.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm not thinking really of a bank as such.
I think you could get a loan from them too.
Perhaps a wealthy individual.
I mean, there's
Know
a few,
anybody like that in town?
there's a few nobles around town.
Hmm.
Any
particularly stupid ones?
I don't
Are
know.
Graham and Otto hearing this?
I mean, they were just right outside the front door.
Speaking in a low voice.
Real Dan backsliding.
I'm just gonna whisper to Graham, like, should we stop them?
Also,
You know what? I'm just willing to see where this one goes. Graham just takes a pull from his flask.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, there's this one rich, like, merchant. He got this, like, warehouse. That was the one that, like, burned down, like, a few months ago.
Oh. Unfortunate incident, that.
I mean, I guess it didn't burn down all the way, but, like, he moved all his stuff into it. So it's probably got gold there. He's that fat guy. He's got the rings on his fingers and all the jewelry and the kind of purple cloak thing.
Do we know him?
Yeah.
Out of character.
Yep.
I believe that's the guy that we burned the warehouse out. We were supposed to get the squatters out, and then Lucien passed a miraculous persuasion check, so we got paid.
You got paid like half, but yeah.
Do we like him?
Not really.
All right. Okay. So yeah, Piffle doesn't really have a moral conundrum here. Okay. Well, that was an interesting conversation. An interesting, purely theoretical, shooting the shit bull session. Some old pals from around town. Piffle hands them each a gold piece.
Thank you.
And I'll be in touch about potential opportunities as crew members upon a privateering vessel.
You told us to meet you here tomorrow.
Piffle closes the door.
No, it's just door shut in the face as they're like still talking.
Yep. Just like that. I'm probably not injured right now.
Graham once again questions life.
I mean, your pride might be injured.
Okay. Piffle inconspicuously says goodnight and heads up to his room. Down to his room.
All right. Piffle heads up to his room.
Yeah.
Make us rich, Piffle.
Piffle waits for nightfall. It's
Well,
nightfall?
It's nightfall. It's like way up north.
You
Nightfall.
like have a 13-minute nap.
Yeah, nightfall is like already been done. It is
Okay.
currently like night at 4 p.m.
Right. Okay. How late is it?
4 p.m.
Oh. Piffle waits until later in the night.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. When do people go to sleep? 8 p.m.
Okay.
or something.
So Piffle takes like a 3-4 hour nap.
Yes.
All
And then arises with avarice in his heart and decides to go down to the old warehouse
Okay.
of partial burning.
Okay. Well, you've been there before, like a month or so ago. So it's like it's down by the docks. It is about from you, about 40-minute walk, maybe a little closer to an hour at night, because, yeah, streets are a little darker.
Sure. I definitely like not rushing through the streets at night. I am quiet like a ninja mouse who is an assassin.
And I'm just checking something. Yep. All right. So yeah, you get down to the warehouse, and I did not give it a night setting, and also,
Wait, it's this map again.
yeah, this is literally the exact same one you went to.
Ah, deja vu.
Yeah, I just keep them all archived.
Yeah, because I remember we set the fire like over here. I mean, well, Kaido and Lucien failed at controlling a fire over there. Well, Matt was in the pisser.
So, Bibble, you get down to there. It's nighttime.
Okay.
Streets are, pretty deserted. There's snow along the sides of the roads. It is very chilly. The wind's picking up. The warehouse itself, from what you can see from the few lamps that are kind of lit around here, giving a little bit of light, it does look like it's been repaired. So the guy who's in charge of it, the merchant, has gone and gotten it all repaired.
Well, that tells me that he is successful and probably has some valuable stuff in there. Where am I? Does it matter? Can I choose where I am?
Well, I put you right here, but I mean, you can approach from wherever you would like.
Getting the whole thing on the screen. Bottom, top.
I think. Can you see yourself?
There. I see now.
So yeah, from where you are right here, the door would be directly in front.
It's just like the front door.
Yep, it's a very large barn-style door that can be opened up. It's large enough that a carriage can go through.
What do we got for windows? What's like over here?
Weirdly, there's not a lot of windows around. The few windows are kind of like these large, like ones up on the top, and they are very kind of short, squat. You might be able to squeeze through them, but they're definitely about like 5-6 feet up.
Okay. Is this thing climbable on?
Yeah, you can climb on that.
Would it get me up to the height of the windows?
Pretty close, you think?
Okay. What about the back side of the building? Is there like a back door?
So as you run around the back, you can see that the repair work that's been done in the back where the fire had spread originally has been repaired with very thick, large blocks of stone. Does not look like there's a back entrance. And where once there were windows, they have been replaced and just bricked over. So this whole back section of the warehouse here is just completely just a thick stone wall, kind of like a mini castle.
Fascinating. All right. It's interesting that they could do that.
You know, it's funny when magic can move rocks for you.
Interesting. Magic can do magic stuff. I'm gonna try and climb up on this wagon and pile up some crap and see if I can get up to a window.
Okay.
Very quietly.
Give me an athletics just to see how well you can do it, and a stealth to see if you can do it silently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have no trouble at all stacking like crates.
Oh wait, but
Yeah, I believe you have the ability to do that as a halfling.
and etc. etc. You can do the thing. Phew. Good thing I'm lucky.
Yep. So you are able to stack them up, and at first you are about to drop one crate on top of another, but you're able to catch it at the last second and then slowly, gently place it down, and you're able to stack up these crates enough that you could kind of use them to climb up to the window.
Is the window covered? Is there an actual window in the window?
Well, there is a window. You can see that it is covered with wood on the inside. So it looks like it'll need to be opened from the interior.
I will try to jimmy it open.
Okay. Give me a thieves tools roll to try and open that up.
Jimmying engaged.
Okay. Yeah, you go to jimmy it open. It does not work. The lock on this window is much tougher than you were expecting. Give me a history roll if you could.
History.
Well, you're not really sure about the kind of lock that this would be. You sort of recall hearing about Zadoran locks, which is where the merchant you worked for came from, that are of exceptional quality. So, if you had to take a guess, he probably imported some brand new locks in for his warehouse. So, yeah.
Oh, can I spend this inspiration point and roll again?
Generally, those are going to be like reused. You're going to lose them at the end of the session. You have to regain them through good role playing. But
Per session. No carryover vacation days, huh?
mostly we forgot to use them all the time. So yeah, that's why I did it that way. Use it or lose it kind of thing.
Lose it then.
But what would you like to try and do again? Because maybe you can.
Pick the lock.
Okay. If you would like to, you can do so at disadvantage, as the lock has become frustrating for you.
I will try again at disadvantage. Why the heck not?
All right.
Well,
So-
slightly better.
It does take a lot more effort than you were expecting, but you are able to eventually pop open the lock, and the kind of wooden shutter is able to be pushed open.
Okay. I will shimmy my way through that window.
All right. As you shimmy in, and you drop down to the warehouse, the interior.
Yes.
Okay. As you drop down into the interior, I'm just going to reuse the things that are here already. You see that there are actually a number of people inside the warehouse already.
Oh.
A lot of them are actually have cleared out the crates, and a lot of the crates have been stacked up near the entrance. So anybody looking from the outside in is going to see a kind of standard looking warehouse. But more down here in this area, you can see that they have cleared it out, and they have a number of tables and a number of chests that are all kind of like lined up and are covered in parchment. And you can see there are a number of people who are like getting information and jotting it down. You can see there are boards set up where they have a lot of information pinned up, and there are kind of like colored strings that are attaching each piece together.
I've stumbled onto a place that's like a front for an FBI field office, or something much stranger than that. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna try to remain hidden and try to listen to some conversation in this place.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll if you can to remain hidden. Okay, well, very easy to remain hidden.
Something curious.
All right. So you hear in like the kind of Zadoran accent. It's still common, but they are talking, and you can hear a number of people, like, what it sounds like is they're giving reports. You see one person who looks like maybe they're in charge, and people are coming up to them, and they were giving reports, and it sounds a lot like they're discussing how the war is going.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of chatter about the blockade that's gone up around Viderheim from the Zadoran Navy. You also give me, that's just kind of what you hear, like the general gist of it. If you want anything a little more detailed, you'd have to roll for perception.
I'll spin the wheel.
All right.
Hooray.
So as you are kind of like crouched behind one of these crates that are still like built up by the entrance, you're listening in, and you can hear them discussing that the Zador Navy has been able to kind of keep everything blockaded, that they're able to keep the Viderheim Navy at bay, and that the money is being properly sent to the Free Sailors Alliance and to the Admiral Booth. You hear discussions as like reports are coming in detailing troop movement, specifically about not only the rebels, but also troop movement being done by Viderheim and the Duke's armies, and discussions about getting the information into packages that can then be dispatched to the rebels. And while you're all listening to this, you hear sounds of footsteps that are kind of like running, and they're like very heavy, and you hear a hatch open up, and you hear somebody kind of saying that there's a Dorn accent, somebody just triggered the alarm spell on one of the windows. And the people in the room draw their swords and they start looking around this building.
Oh, fuck.
Stupid pump spells. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Wish I could steal some documents.
The tables are like right over here is where you can see.
I'll surely be captured if I'm not careful. I don't think I want to be captured by these guys.
Well, they might just kill you.
That would be a mercy.
And also, the rest of the party does not know where Fiffle went. In fact, as far as they're aware, you're asleep.
We're playing cards right now.
Yeah, like Fiffle's really quiet this like night, isn't he? Yeah, Jackson just like puts down a full house. He's like, read 'em and weep.
Are there normally 5 aces in a deck?
Sometimes there's 6, and he just drags the money forward. No, he's just playing for pennies, so you know, nothing crazy there, but
I can't see here.
I only do a little larceny.
Graham and I are like, man, this soap opera is really good.
Arson's so distracting when you're trying to escape. So, I mean, I'm debating between just trying to edge along the perimeter of the room and evade their searching. I really want some kind of documents on the money ships. If I can't get the money now, at least I can fast forward the privateering. But I will almost certainly be captured if I do that.
This is also like a colossal intelligence coup, knowing that there's an enemy intel feeding operation going on in the capital city.
Yeah, I think... God. Piffle's not very smart, but I think he's smart enough to take the information and try to escape.
It's like Gail's. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
Gail's
like-
gonna be having fun with executions today.
I mean, we'll see if I can even escape. I'm going to try to stealthily and skillfully just kind of slip back. Well, I would have to climb back up to get back through the window, huh?
yeah, it's like 6 or 7 feet up.
Is that the kind of thing that I can do?
We could certainly try.
Piffle tries to climb the fucking wall.
All right. Well, you can climb without too much trouble. It's just that climbing is a rather slow affair, so if you would like to do it quickly, give me an
My
athletics.
inventory says I have a climbing potion.
I sort of recall that. 1 second. It's probably a... Yes, here we are. Potion of climbing. When you drink this potion, you gain a climbing speed equal to your speed for an hour, and you have advantage on strength checks to climb. So yes, if you'd like to, you may in fact use that.
I'm going to quaff that.
Okay.
I'm going to remove the text from the text box. I think that will suffice.
All right. So yes, you feel very
Slimy.
spidery.
Ethel spiders his way up the wall and out the window.
Yeah, give me an athletics, but you can do so at advantage because of the potion.
Yeah. Fuck me dice. Okay.
You're able to climb up and through the window, and as you're going, you just hear like the alarm went off again, and you kind of hear them kind of like rush to where you just were.
Ethel attempts to melt away into the night.
All right, give me a stealth roll, and you're able to melt away into the night. It is dark, and they are not able to find you. You hear the door to the actual warehouse open up, and you see people kind of like coming out with torches and are beginning to like search around.
In vain.
But they do not have. Actually, they do not have any luck finding you.
Right. I will go back home now. And
Phil goes back home.
I'm pretty disappointed that there wasn't some dumb merchant stuff to steal at the warehouse. Piffle's sort of dejected and just goes to bed. In the morning, he will relay the news that he stumbled upon a penniless nest of spies where there was supposed to be riches.
All right.
And they blathered on about how they're moving all the money from the fucking, what are they called, to the free sailors and this and that and funding the war and blah, blah, blah.
You couldn't have told us this yesterday before. They're probably long gone by now. They would have cleared out.
I didn't think of that.
God damn it, Fiffle. Just turns to Otto. All right, like send a note to Gale to have him check it out or something.
Yep, I will send it with extreme urgency
All right.
of enemy intel within the city.
And actually, Jeremy, for your fun little scene there, get a inspiration.
Okay.
All right. Otto, you write up a letter and you have a courier bring it over to, or probably Jimmy, honestly, to bring it over to Gale.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll put in detail, word for word, what Fiffle overheard.
Okay, you.
I
write this
will.
letter.
I will. Let me see. Well, I'll make it that he overheard and then decided to follow them, so it doesn't look like he was breaking in.
Maybe he got a tip from his
Yeah,
informant.
he got a tip from
He just
from.
neglect to tell him.
That's exactly how I would put it.
Yeah.
It's not technically a lie.
He got a tip from
This is
an informant
how to commit a robbery.
about possible Zadoran, I guess, sleeper use so in Voxball that's discussing the blockade, funneling the money, everything he said, and the building, and the merchant that is involved with it too, that owns the building.
Well, we don't know that, but it's likely.
He is in league.
You know that the merchant's from Zadora.
You could mention that there were alarm spells on the windowsills. That might.
Yeah, and there were yeah.
I can't imagine most merchants have the means to do that, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Yeah, I am absolutely mentioning every kind of detail.
All right. So you write this kind of nice letter, very thick, fold it up, hand it to Jimmy. And And he just says, "You want me to take this to
You know what?
the Order of
I
the
will do it.
Yard?"
I will do it myself because I feel like something may happen.
He just like wipes his brow. Hey, look, I might not be a pirate anymore, but just, I don't know who still is looking for me is all. Just keep that in mind.
Well, you guys finish up the things. I'll go do that in the morning.
Oh yeah, no, we already took care of it. Should be ready like in the next hour or two, probably.
Yeah, I know. Well, you guys get ready for the christening or whatever.
Do you want us to grab like a bottle from the bar across the street?
No, I already gave Jackson the money for something good.
No? Okay.
All right, so I will go, and then from there I'll just go to the docks, right?
All right. So Otto, you take this letter to the sea tower to drop it off with Gale?
Yeah, I will do that.
All right. You go to the sea tower. The guards see you for like the fourth time in 2 days. Let you in. Go up. You have one of the. You see an assistant who is one of the. You've seen him around before. He's one of the junior members of the Order of the Yard who has yet to take his oaths, but he is operating as an assistant on behalf of Sir Gale. And he just sees you. Sir Otto, what can I do for you?
I need to see Sir Gale.
You're in luck. He's in between meetings right now.
This is quite urgent.
Oh, all right. Well, let me go escort you in then. He kind of opens the door and heads down the hallway that leads to the offices where Sir Gale is. And you can see Sir Gale is there. He is drinking what looks to be coffee. Just as you remember him, the very tall, well-built Goliath man. His battle axe is resting at the side on the wall. And the assistant, Sir Gale, Sir Otto to see you.
I just want you to know that I'm terrified of Sir Gale. He executed me just randomly.
He sees you. Sir Otto, come in. You said something to see me for?
Yes, one of my associates informants led him to investigate one of the warehouses, and we wrote up a report of what he saw, and I'll hand him the letter.
He takes the letter, just reads it. He actually pulls out a small pair of reading glasses and puts them on. As he's reading it, you can see his eyes go wide, and at one point he just takes the glasses off. And he gets the assistant come back in, and there's some rather harsh whispering, and the assistant just immediately books it. He's like, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Sir Otto. We're having a team go to investigate the warehouse at this very moment." When did this investigation of yours happen exactly?
Do I know this actually out of character? Did he say he went last night, but he was so terrified?
I don't know if Fiffle actually told you the time.
We might have heard him come back home dejected.
With Fiffle, I don't think you would have.
Probably not.
Okay,
I figure I left at like 8 or 9. I came at 12 or 1 or something.
What time is it now?
Now it's the next day, I think.
Yeah, it's
No,
the
but
next.
what time?
It'd be like 9 a.m.
He notified us this morning, so we wrote this up and came here immediately. I guess that is the truth, right?
Oh yeah, no, you learned about it basically as soon as he told you, and wrote this all down. But yeah, it's been probably a good 8 hours at least since Fiffle left. Or since he returned back to the manor house.
Well, yeah, I guess if they were spooked by my alarm spooking.
But Yeah, this also makes them be extra vigilant about anyone Zadoran, which could also be bad, but yeah, I notify him. He told us this morning as soon as we saw him. So the activities happened overnight.
All right. Let's see here.
You take the merchant in for questioning, at least.
I am looking specifically for the merchant's name.
Yeah, roll for magic forensics.
Where is he? Oh, my notes. So many notes.
Notes on notes on notes.
Ah, here we are. Yep. So the merchant's name, this way back at the beginning, is Bacchus Prodromus.
Bacchus pajamas?
Prodromus. So, you, I'm assuming, would remember the person's name.
Yeah.
And as you let Sir Gale know, he's like, ugh, I'm aware of the merchant in question. However, he's tied very heavily in with the Zadoran embassy. I can send some of my people to investigate that angle as well, but if he is hiding within the embassy, then we won't be able to touch him. But thank you for relaying this to my attention.
Yeah. Could you use the fact that this was reported of a possible break-in to openly be able to investigate?
Well, we can definitely take a look at the warehouse at this time. We do have full right to search it, as this is a rather important situation. But whether there's going to be anything we find there is a different question. And we're also going to have to bring in the Viderheim investigation teams, Viderheim intelligence, Spy Master. It's going to be a very big thing. But on the plus side, even if they aren't there anymore and they've cleaned up, it should at least put a damper on Zadoran intelligence. But I can guarantee you they are running a whole spy ring out of the embassy. It's a matter of the fact that the Duke is preventing us from actually raiding the embassy, as he does not wish to invoke a Zadoran response from that regard.
What if a third party accidentally raided?
Well,
Understood.
it's just a matter of us having to be more diligent in this case, although unfortunate that he was able to set up that warehouse. The scenario is very odd. I'm assuming it was his people who set the warehouse on fire, attempting to purchase it on the cheap.
That makes a lot of sense.
But unfortunately, we have never been able to tie that to them. Whoever set the fire to the warehouse was quite good at covering their tracks. Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention, Sir Otto. I'm going to have to deal with this right away, and I'll be informing the Duke as of this matter.
Yep, if you need our assistance with this, let me know.
Okay, thank you. And take inspiration for that one, Ed.
I'm just telling you, like right now, that if I was Otto, I'd be so hard, like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh.
We can only speculate to how modest and handsome the perpetrator must be.
It's almost like they used a freaking tar barrel or something.
You know, I want you to know, I had set this whole subplot up from the very beginning, and it only just kicked off.
I remember you saying, like, this might be important later on. You never know. And then...
Boy, if that's not D&D in a nutshell.
Remind me to tell you about my Raphael fight.
My not involved in information networking shirt is answering a lot of questions, or is prompting a lot of questions already answered by my not involved in information networking shirt.
Oh my god. That was fun.
So yeah.
But it's like, So what made me do it was like Jackson might get robbed. They might be looking to intercept somebody. They might be headed there, and all sorts of like random pandemonium, like paranoia.
Yeah, Jackson might be a wanted pirate.
That too.
That too. Thanks, Graham. You've made me paranoid. I hope you're happy with yourself.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Is it because of the exploding building from?
It's because of a lot of things. There's no one instance I can point to. All I know is at the end of this, I'm going to have a petrified liver.
All right. So Otto makes his way back to Windsong.
Yep. I will let Fifo know that I've notified the authorities, and they only know that he was acting in good faith. To the crown, to the Duke.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Jackson Jimmy is just standing there, just as you give the whole story, just shocked into silence.
The boys stumble onto a thieves' guild, or I guess an espionage ring.
What do we learn, guys? Don't leave the guild hall at night.
Or, I don't know.
Shouldn't the message be that we should, because that's what found the thing?
Yeah, I'm going out at night more often.
I mean, but if you find something crazy, tell us right away next time.
Okay, I will. I my priorities are like gold.
Service to the crown can get you gold indirectly.
I was just thinking, it's like, imagine if they found out that you know, immediately and you apprehended the whole thing.
Yeah, like the Homer Simpson money can be used for goods and services.
I just have to remind myself, guys. I know, I'm sorry. Next time, I'll remember that the goods and services can be exchanged for money.
$20 can buy many peanuts.
20 gold can buy. Actually, quite a lot. Also, if Fiffle was there with Otto, he probably would have asked for a reward.
Yeah, but
He wasn't.
he wasn't. And he can't stack up inspiration because
Honestly, the greatest feat that Graham could possibly pull in this entire campaign is having it end with us like on the right side of the law. And like with good reputations.
And we kind of are, just in it, like somehow.
Like, that should be, there should be some sort
Standing
of like
citizens of the row.
divine recognition for that when he crosses over.
Well, buddy, they're just gonna be like, "Well, buddy, you sure did. Oh my God, you sure did a number on those bad guys, and you did it with a bunch of crazies."
They just give him a never-ending flask of liquor. I'm
Well,
so happy.
You can get one of those right now.
He's aware of that, and he's trying to put it out of his mind because he knows he's got more work to do before he can just go ham. Maybe when he retires, when he doesn't need to be, you know, conscious.
Yes. Of course. Graham's hand just trembles if he hasn't had a drink in a while for unrelated reasons.
It's fine, it's fine. Sir Osis of liver.
Jackson hearing this. Oh, speaking of, he pulls out a bottle. I got you a nice bottle of wine to christen the ship with.
Graham looks at it.
It's a bottle of wine. It has a label on the front. The bottle looks nice, about what you'd expect. If you'd like, you can make a history roll to try and figure out more about it.
Sure. 15.
Well, maybe it's not quite as nice as Jackson had stated, but it's from a good vineyard. It's from a good year. It's been aged probably about 10 years. And
It'll be adequate.
yeah. Perfectly
Great.
adequate.
Decides to hold back on a sassy comment about whether the booze that he bought himself with the money was worth it or not. He thinks it, though.
Yeah, you just smash that thing right in the hull, right in the bow of the ship, and you got yourself a christened ship.
Yeah.
Let's go down to the docks if we're ready to roll.
All right.
Oh, God.
Oh, and Graham, I crunched the numbers again. So I actually thought I ordered a week's supply of rations, and I would like you to not be mad about this, but it's actually 3 weeks supply of rations.
All right.
You know what? It's fine.
I'm going to
I-
insight just in case he's bullshitting, but I think he's honest.
Yep. Yeah, you get a sense, especially because you've been working with him so long now, that he actually did inadvertently order way more supplies than he had meant to. This
As long as they keep.
Yeah, this is like pemmican.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah, this is more he's embarrassed that he ordered so much inadvertently.
That's all right. I'm fully expecting us to wind up off course for... I don't even know how long anymore.
That's all right. You gotta hunt some pirates, check those bounties down at the dock, dig up that treasure, and you will be rich.
Rich.
Well, I mean, wealthier.
Yeah, that's
Kind
a
of
start.
sounded like.
Let's go check them bounties.
All right. As you head down to the dock, you can see. Well, you can see your ship in the distance, about a couple 100 feet away. You do see that there is a board that's been posted up, and on the board you do see a number of drawings. Kind of not the best. It looks like they have been kind of like very crude drawings given from probably not great eyewitness description, but they do list the names and the money for certain pirates.
Uh,
So
Graham will open up his journal and he will write them down. And if there's extra copies, he'll take them. But otherwise, he'll leave them on the board.
yeah. So right on the top, which has been stuck there, and the paper has worn and kind of curled up, and definitely has been there a while. You can see what is actually the one and only very nice picture of the pirate Admiral Booth Braxton, known as Tempest. You can see he looks to be a human with the kind of tricorn, long black hair, big, thick, bushy black beard. He has an eye patch over his left eye. He has a bounty for 2,000 gold if you can bring him in alive, 1,000 if you bring him in dead.
Neat.
The other ones you see. I'm sorry?
for us, how much for mutilated? Because that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, if he's alive, 2,000. If he's dead, 1,000.
Mutilated.
You see a posting, Cross-Eyed Zane, 200 gold alive, 100 dead. Libby Clifford, 200 gold alive. Grayson Gunner Smith, 300 gold alive. Grim Nettie Morley, 400 gold alive. And Nestor North, the Wild, 500 gold if you can bring them in alive. And each one of them does specify half that if they're dead.
I was about to say maybe their crimes aren't so bad, so they don't have a dead posting, but like, nope.
They are pirates.
Which doesn't surprise me. Viderheim justice is pretty rough.
It could be worse. And I will just.
Yeah, you
put
could
that
have to debate with dwarves to try to get clemency for somebody.
No more clemency, Graham. That's what I say.
Listen, if they stop trying to kill folk who don't deserve it, I would have to keep arguing for clemency.
These are bounties. If they fight to the death, they die. If you can convince them relatively quickly, I'll roll with it.
I mean, I'm not going to try to recruit them all. It's just Sathara was a bit of a unique case.
I agree with you.
And it's not that I regret it.
No, I just regret the dwarves.
She was kind of supposed to be a bounty, huh?
Yeah. I suppose that's completely void.
You got that in the sheet?
No.
I also
Okay.
copied it into the chat.
Yeah. You put it in the chat. That's why I was saying that you copy it.
No. I
I'll
don't
do
have the
it.
sheet up right now.
I'll do it.
Thanks.
Oh, and do not forget Admiral Braxton for 2,000 alive.
Oh yeah, and Booth was the guy whose name they dropped in the warehouse yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're working directly
Yeah,
with
that's all in the
Commissioner on it now.
thing. Let's see. So are these just? Are there any like obscure ones possibly?
In
Like-
what way?
Like like bounties like hidden around that we might have like if you don't look really good you might miss.
Oh, make a perception check.
I'll assist you.
I'm
Graham's trying to meticulously note down everything they would need to reference.
Nope.
Check. Can I get a halfling wink? Grr. My God. You know what?
Yeah,
Can-
you're
let me
having a
D8 it.
toughie with that
Let
one.
me inspiration that. Was
Okay.
it with D8? Is that a reroll or just a D8?
I think it's a reroll.
It's a reroll.
Sure. Where is it? I'm gonna lose it, right? That's better.
All right. You do actually find that there was a bounty you saw hanging up. It looks like most of it's been torn down, and somebody has come by with a kind of looks like put an X over it. But it is for someone known as the Sea Witch.
Bewitch.
Yep. The offer was for 1,000 gold if Brooke's brought in alive. But this is definitely like a very worn and kind of old bounty that just has never been torn down.
You're just worn out. Okay. What was Booth? Booth. What was his full name? Booth something.
Braxton.
Braxton. Well, how much was it? 2K, right? And then Sea Witch. I have to take the Sea Witch one too then. How much is that? Does it say?
Yeah, 1,000.
It's X'd out, though.
But is it?
I assume they would take the posters down if she was like caught. Maybe they just gave up on it.
Which might be out there. She might not.
Or it was Sathara or something.
Well, Jackson's there with you.
My life is the Sea Witch.
I'll ask Jackson. Is this actually legit? She's caught, or they just gave up?
If she got caught, I would have heard about it. So
Okay.
they
How
probably
much
just
is she?
gave up.
1,000?
Is that large?
She's a tough cookie. She is Braxton's I don't know what you call her, pet, or maybe he was her pet.
Girlfriend?
It's complicated, but for pirates.
That would
Make fun.
imply a level of, how should I put this, normality between their romance that I do not believe he is capable of. But if you go for Braxton,
You'll probably find her.
oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, but-
Also, just keep in mind, he's a tough son of a bitch. Like, because you know the old admiral got wiped out by the, well, okay, so I guess the official story is by the Order of the Tower. But from what you were telling me, it was actually you guys, or at least Carter Webb and the old Crossblades who dealt with the old guy, Dragon Eye.
Yep.
Anyway, so there was no pirate admiral for a long time, for 50 years, and now Braxton's the one who was able to get the whole Free Sailors Alliance under his thumb. So just be aware, he's filling some big boots.
Any weak links you know of in that, or are they just going to follow him to wherever?
Oh, no. If you become pirate admiral, see, there's the Free Sailors Alliance because they don't like having a boss ahead of them. So anybody who's able to link them together, he does so with some pretty harsh business there. So maybe if they're more afraid of you than they are from him, but more likely he's gonna just kind of get him around by the collar and drag him about. Mind you, I was never a part of the Free Sailors Alliance, but did business with them.
Yeah, what can you tell us?
Well, they're on Pearl Island. Place is probably where you'll find Booth if he's not out on his ship, the Bloody Dagger. getting to Pearl Island's a different story because that's surrounded by reefs. Like, you have to know how you're going to get there or you're going to crash and drown. And I also hear that the Sea Witch has been summoned in storms and sea creatures to kind of give it a good, bit of defense. So, otherwise, Viderheim Navy would just have rolled in and dealt with the free sailors then and there. So, unfortunately, it's a bit of a toughie.
Just go find out.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so for those pirates there, I know they'd be putting out new bounties every now and then. Don't expect to catch them all. There's plenty of hunters out and about for them. But always check for new bounties here or there, because we always... New pirate captains replacing old ones. If you're hunting them down, you probably ain't going to find them right on the open sea itself. So check ports of call, which is where they're going to be having been. You might be able to get some information. They'll point you in the right direction. Hey, maybe you'll get lucky. You'll find them actually drinking at the bar, and you can just... Well, we have a little pirate trick we used to do, where if you find someone you don't like who is drinking at a bar, you walked up behind them and you shot them in the back of the head. That's a real good trick. I highly recommend it.
The LAPD.
You heard that one, Graham? No mercy there.
Now, mind you, that's not going to get you the full bounty, but hey.
Hey, if you get tons of them that way, that does add up fast, though.
Yeah.
Noted.
Anyway, I got your crew up on the ship, so they're ready to take off when you are. See about maybe getting a few more people to be officers, so that's always like a good idea. And then, yeah, I think you guys are ready to take off. I got the weapons installed on the ship. I got you, well, plenty of ballista ammo. Don't have to worry so much about running out of that. I got you 20 cannonballs for both guns, so 40 total. I got a guy to put the name, the Sea Bunny, on your boat. I got the sails up on the boat to actually have a bunny head and 2 carrots making a cross.
Nice.
What was the guy that gets captured by that, right?
Yeah, well, you make a name for yourself. You'll they'll live to fear the Sea Bunny.
Oh, they will.
Now, you also got, I got all the drinks. I got your rum. I got your beer. I even got your water. All stacked up on the boat there.
Thank you.
We have spyglass.
I can get you a spyglass. Just is going to be a smidge expensive.
Yeah, aren't they like 100 gold or something?
Yeah, hold on.
I think it's just to reflect how hard it is to have fine lens work at that point of quasi-history.
I think we need a really good one to be able to spy
it
the
is...
pirate marks from a little bit of afar.
You know the music when you go into Act 3 in Baldur's Gate? That's going to be the music that plays as we go out into the horizon.
Alright. Here it is. A spyglass is 200 gold.
Oof.
200.
En esta economía?
118 left.
We'll put that on the list of wants.
Do you think it'd be useful?
Oh yeah, I did not put any navigation gear on that ship.
Not even like the basic stuff?
You got eyes, you got stars. You'll be fine.
I don't know about that.
Well, the rest of it's expensive, so I highly recommend stealing it.
Okay, I mean, all right.
I mean, I can get you an astrolabe. That's $100. I can get you a sextant. That's 500 gold.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So that's why I said steal it. Look, go find a pirate ship, steal their shit, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Seems like a plan.
Who aboard can sail by the stars?
Look, that's how they used to do it. You think they got here sailing with their fancy sextants and astrolabes? No. As people used to navigate by the stars, you can too. You got a fancy... Got a fancy rabbit.
All right. Well, thank you. Hopefully, we'll see you again before long.
Yeah, I'll be here. Send me a message when you need to. And I will be taking care of the bar. I will be handling anything you need in the old city. And I'll get you some news. I guess, do I have authorization to use a messenger service to actually send you a message spell? Can it cost?
Yeah, I think that only makes sense.
I'll keep it in my pocket for anything that's important, but keep you abreast. I can. How frequent you want it? Like a week report, a month report, 2 weeks, every day?
Probably not. Maybe big emergencies and once every week. How much would that run?
Well, I don't actually rightly know. I don't typically use magic messenger services. I just know they exist. I could probably pull a few strings and run you about 20 gold a pop. Maybe 20. Oh, no, that's right. It was 25. It was as a gold a word.
Oof.
Unless you, unless you got an account with them.
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
No, we don't.
But I thought we did that.
You had thought about it, but you never actually did it. But, and if you did, you had not been paying it, so it would have been canceled by now.
No, I thought it was a recent thing after we got out from underneath the school.
No, you had discussed it, but it was never actually purchased.
All right.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're sending a lot of messages, because that'll run ya. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, I can get you. I can pull a few strings. I could probably get you maybe 20 gold a message.
Maybe once every 2 weeks, unless there's an emergency.
You got it. And yeah. So I'll be taking care of your bar, take care of Windsong, take care of Carter.
Yeah, keep an eye on the old coot, would you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got a bit of a chest cold.
Mm.
And I'll mail out that letter to your church on the the big continent. So
Thank you.
might take a little bit of doing. Unless we do. Oh, I wonder if we could get a great eagle and send it by that courier service.
Now they're too prideful.
Yeah. Hey, they could get corrupted by anything these days.
Eagles these days.
They see a big mouse, they'll eat that thing, no problem. But of course, I could send it by ship if you'd like. It's just 6 weeks there and 6 weeks back.
No, that's all right.
All right. Well, boat's yours. Smash it on the hull. Say whatever you want. But I am going to wash my hands of any more trips to the sea for the time being.
All right.
Huh?
Make me proud with that tavern.
Yeah, practically, no, it doesn't run itself. I take care of the running of it. But it'll get you the money you need.
Hopefully we can expand soon.
Offset these.
Yeah. Hopefully we can expand soon. Get Biffle a nice room where he can swindle people.
I'll get some architects in to take a look and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Please don't add a swindling room to the tavern.
Well, once we have money.
We won't call it that.
You want me to I mean, there's a lot you can add to it. We were discussing that. Just there's not much floor space.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll get there. We'll baby steps. We'll get there.
You know, the real moneymaker is you put a brothel in the basement.
I like how you think.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how you do it. But
I want to incite that if he just wants it for himself.
Go ahead.
I mean, the bigger question is prostitution legal on Viderheim?
Oh yeah, is it? That's a good question.
Sort
I'm gonna guess
of.
no.
It's legal underneath Viderheim.
Our best clientele are drow. We tunneled open the basement to the Underdark.
It's not too much trouble. You just got to pay a small fee every month is all.
To who?
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna insight that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, he's more describing what is typically known as a bribe.
Who's the fee go to?
Probably to what is typically known as the police.
So there's a few officers who who patrol the area. City guard, nothing to do with the orders. And we just got to make sure that they have had the tax paid to them so that they don't raid the place is all.
No, don't.
Don't do anything until I get back.
Oh, you're going to... Oh, this is really this is the real up and up. Whew.
I'm just...
Like,
Let me put it to you this way. If you were an enterprising, corrupt cop on the take, and you found out a member of the Order of the Yard owned a tavern, and that tavern had a whorehouse, you could probably stand to make a lot more money ratting them out than not.
Out of character, this is not something I'm considering at all after I did those insights.
I won't expand unless you tell me to, so we won't add that in. Besides, if they're smart, you do a drip feed, and then you make money all over the time. It's your retirement fund. Besides, you don't get paid for ratting out an Order of the Yard. You get a handshake at best. Oh, some of these watchmen are just dumb as fuck, so they might not know what's good for them. But either way, ship's yours, crew's yours, gun's yours. Go have fun.
Go sink
Or don't have fun. Just don't sink to the bottom of the ocean.
No,
Good plan.
We're gonna do the sinking.
Yeah. Also, if you do sink, can I have the bar?
As long as you keep taking care of Carter until he kicks off naturally.
I like the old guy.
Yeah,
Besides,
I got it.
as long as he's alive, we actually get to stay in the Windsong Manor tax-free. As long as he's alive, I don't got to pay for that place.
Well, I think we're backing up and up, so it doesn't matter, right? The next in line would be able to. We just keep it.
If you're dead, no, that does away with the charter. But
You're technically part of the guild, aren't you?
I didn't take any
They're
oaths.
not sworn.
I want to think about that.
They would.
It's a fun idea, but no. There's more to it than I am willing to put in. Let's
That's
call
fair.
me an associate.
Okay.
All right. Graham is going to take the bottle of wine, come to the front, kind of give it a flip in his hand.
Yeah.
Eidos, please protect this vessel and all those upon it, and keep us from the worst of our own foolishness. And then, bing!
Smash it. The small amount of crew around gives a little cheer.
To adventure and sinking those adorned bastards.
At which point the crew actually does come up to you. It is a mix of very old people, some rather young people, probably about 16, and a few guys in like their 30s or 40s who are definitely tattooed. Fiffle, you would recognize some of the tattoos as utilizing thieves' cant.
Yeah.
And it definitely recognizes them as being thieves, funny enough.
Okay.
One of them kind of goes up. There! Who's the captain here? Who's first mate?
Otto's the captain.
Who the hell is the first mate?
Hey.
Yeah, I thought it was Fiffle.
I thought so too, but I wasn't.
He goes up and he just
I
kind
assume
of...
Fern is with us in NPC mode.
Yeah. He just goes up and he shakes your hand, shakes the captain's hand, first mates, all the officers. Well, how you doing, Captain? I served aboard plenty of ships, sailing the seas till I retired, and then I ran out of my retirement, so I'm back in the ocean. You know, I served aboard dozens of fishing ships.
All right.
So what are we going after? Mackerel? Pirates. Oh,
Macro pirates.
That's a pirate. That's a large fish. Or do you mean literal pirates?
Yes.
Well, you know what? If I die to pirates, I don't got to worry about paying for booze. So, speaking of,
Hey, and if once we take the pirates down, you can take their booze.
yeah, there we go. Speaking of, I saw some barrels getting loaded on. Is there a bit of on the old ship there?
oh yeah, you'll be covered. Just go easy on it. I want to make sure you're taken care of, and I want to make sure the ship's taken care of. You feel me?
Sure do. Do I need to? Is it that kind of ship?
No, it ain't that kind of ship.
Okay, good. Didn't want to.
Graham just goes for his own flask.
All right then. Well, we'll head on board. We'll get ready. We all know here most of us, how to run a ship, and we'll get you back on the ocean. So,
Yes.
is there anything you need to take care of on shore before we ship off, Captain?
Kind of character, I can't think of anything.
No, I don't think we have. I think we're all set.
I'm going to be really annoyed if we're all underway and it's like, oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, you left somebody at the dock.
I do not believe you have anything left, and it is not like you can't just return to Vaxwell.
Hey, Graham, I got to go to the bathroom.
I will turn this ship around if you don't shut up.
All right.
It probably doesn't come to that.
All right. So he takes you on board. Take a look around the ship. It is nice. Definitely seen a lot of repair work. The hull is relatively new. A lot of the splintered wood has been repaired, has been sanded down. The damage that had been done during the fight has been cleaned up, and the ship is looking pretty good. You can see there's captain's quarters for the first mate, a couple of small independent quarters for the different officers who are not the captain. And the crew themselves, they have a bunch of hammocks. You get shown down below where there is cargo. You can see that the food has been put there. You can see that the booze has been put there. A couple of tables where people have set up kind of like card games. As the sailors are waiting, they're playing card games. One guy doing a 5-finger fillet. Get shown around the different weapons. You see that there are 2 ballista to a side and a culverin to a side. And so you have 4 ballista, 2 culverin. You can see the culverins themselves look kind of a little warped and have been given a very quick and dirty repair job by having like some metal bands kind of wrapped around it. Definitely looks like they should see a weaponsmith at some point.
I assume like a mending spell wouldn't be able to help it any?
These are more warped than like torn
Broken.
apart or anything. So, and the actual internal mechanics are in need of a little tinkering.
Gotcha.
If they explode, you can use the mending spell, no problem. But yeah,
Yes, just so we need explosions at sea.
all right. Well, Captain, shall we haul anchor, take port?
Let's haul anchor, take port.
All right.
Bill's really worried about this ocean stuff. Secretly, he's excited about not piracy, but worried about oceans.
And out of character, we did make sure we've got the letter of marque, right?
You do, in fact, have that. Yes.
Cool.
In fact, I believe you had Jackson even frame it in like a nice, like, protective thing.
We're proud of it.
All right. So you give the order. Well, the captain gives the order.
Yeah, I do.
You see the sail drop. You can see the kind of bunny that has been placed on it with the 2 carrots. The wind picks up, the anchor gets hauled, and the gangplank gets pulled in, and the ship takes off, and you begin heading eastward. And we will call it here and pick this up next week.
Hooray.